Mali has become the new battleground or for the proxy war between Ukraine and Russia. Hello, I am Mahlet, Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Now, the first thing that I would like to raise, like few things, two, three things on this thing, because it has been going on viral that Ukraine military or the Ukraine army, like soldiers who have been holding the Ukrainian flag have been caught in Mali, and these were photographed by the Malian National Army. So, first of all, Mali. I mean, this has been the case that has been going on for the past 10 years. This is what the government of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have been trying to tell us, meaning that it is the France primarily led, France, the United States led West, the whole West, but led by France and the United States, who have been trying or who have been, committing this war by training the rebels in the Sahel states. Now, ever since France have stepped in and the US military has stepped in the continent after the Gaddafi's days or the removal of President Gaddafi, the number of rebel groups in that region have been growing, and also their attacks the same thing. I mean, who gives them, who supplies them with weapon, and who trains them, who gives them all those military equipments? That's the things that we need to ask, and the timing. So this is what they have been trying to tell us, or that this is what they have been. So there's nothing new. Not only now those three governments now also called the Alliance of the Sahel States as one confederation state. France has been all along trying to do this, and also the mainstream media. I mean, it all acts in a way that, in a very synchronized way. It is their mainstream media, it's the governments, it's what analysts, academicians, all together, their institutions, whether it's the European Union or the financial institutions, those Western financial institutions, it's all kind of synchronized thing. So the first point is that the reminder, this war or this proxy war have been there, and it's not only in the Sahel states, it's in various African countries. You find it spread all over. So it's not only the case of the Alliance of the Sahel states. The other thing that I would like to point or to raise on this one is also the incompetence, the ignorance, or maybe at the highest level, the powerlessness of the African Union, this so-called continental organization, and supposedly the biggest Pan-African organization, paying no attention to the security of its citizens, to the security of the African countries, to the security of the borders, this kind of interventions that in sovereign member states. It's always that the African Union stand aside and see just by the corner, as if this thing doesn't concern it, because these people cross the border, cross also the airspace, everything, and come there actually to have a war, exporting the Ukraine-Russia war on the African soil, as if Mali did not have enough fighting the rebels in the region. So that is the second point I would like to raise. Now, the Ukrainians are not even, is not shy, or are not shy or ashamed of it. Look at it, what the European media is coming with, this kind of headline: Ukrainian military intelligence claims it helped inflict heavy losses on Wagner mercenaries in Mali. So the Wagner group is the Russian army. And now you see that if you just write this on YouTube, Ukrainians, or just on Google, Ukrainians in Mali, you will see all kinds of mainstream media saying, like that the rebels, as if they have, like they're telling their victory over the Malian army, and they're not ashamed of it. The very reason for the Ukraine military to be there and to help this Tuaregs, the rebels, which are also Africans, is because there is a Russian military, the Wagner group, which is a Russian military. And the presence of the Wagner group is because now Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are not getting a support from these Western countries. And they have, of course, asked the French military to leave the country, which is a right thing to do, and they have been denied all kinds of funds. So they need support, whether it's in kind or in finance. So the Russian military is there helping the Malian army, and they are doing the same in Niger, they are doing the same in Burkina Faso, and they have told us and explained these leaders why the presence of the Russian military is there. Now Ukraine, as if they have already their battleground there, but they are coming, how dare they are coming, to kill Africans. They are doing this at the expense of African people. And the African Union and its organs, all kinds of organizations under it, are just keeping quiet because they get their funds, they get their salaries paid by these Western countries. So they don't want to lose that, this higher middle class, whatever you want to call it. And they get their salary in foreign currency. And if they say anything, even their position is also endangered, and that fund will be cut. All kinds of programs in the African Union are, including the administration cost at some point, is funded by the West. So they're just keeping quiet. Another thing, what we have to remind as a third point I would like to raise is that, at the end of the day, it's Africans killing Africans. It's us who have to, pay attention, be conscious of what is going on. These Tuareg rebels in the northern of Mali, they're Africans. They're just being, manipulated by the West to kill their brothers and sisters in the country or in the region, because they have been funded and paid and supplied all kinds of things from the West. So it's like the war is non-stop. And recently we have seen Niger exposing, and Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso exposing that France is training, as we speak, military rebels in Benin and in Cote d'Ivoire, so that they can come and attack the Burkina Faso army. So this is not really, this is just in daylight. It's not secret. So it's Africa. At the end of the day, it's us, it's brothers and sisters, Africans killing Africans. That's how also it's going to be presented and streamed in the mainstream media. So that we really have to be conscious of. Of course, it is the Malian army, as the last point, or as the fourth point I would like to raise, is that it's the Malian army who opened the attack against these rebels. And that's how they have seen and photographed these armies, the rebels with the Ukrainian armies and Ukrainians militaries themselves. But of course, but the Malian military chief and the prime minister have said that, in this battleground in the northern part of the country, the Malian army has lost. It has been defeated, of course, with the help of the Ukrainian army to the rebels. So they have lost many lives from the military of the National Army of Mali. But it's really sad what is going on. So first of all, we want to correct that it is the Malian army who attacked the rebels, although you are seeing all over mainstream media as if this is the rebels attacking the Malian army. But secondly, as an African, we have to know that it's, at the end of the day, it's Africans killing Africans. The other group, also called the rebels, are manipulated by the West, to kill their own brothers and sisters. Thank you very much again for tuning in. We have been away for a while, but we are back very well prepared and hard. So in like 15 minutes, we have a live stream, myself and where Kwame will analyze for us the currency devaluation in Ethiopia, which is the IMF and World Bank pressured currency devaluation. So we will discuss that, and just tune in and subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you find it relevant and informative enough, and share the video with others. So I will see you in the next 15 minutes again. So a quick shout out to Sister Patricia. Hi, how are you? You have been here earlier than even myself. So thank you. Child of God, so the African leaders aren't dying. So really, yeah, exactly. They don't care. It's the poor people. It's at the expense of the poor people, or the African people in general, that has been going on, this proxy war. So I will see you on the next one. It's a bye-bye for me for now.